Hey, welcome back, guys. So today on this video, we are talking about your Google Calendar, and more specifically, I'm going to quickly answer a question I keep getting a lot on my other video, and that is, how do you use the Google free online booking system? So let's go ahead and talk about this. First off, guys, real quick video, not too many steps involved, so be sure to stick around to the end of the video. But why would you want to use Google's free online booking system anyways? Well, that's pretty easy. If you're running an online business, maybe doing coaching, you know that you have to schedule out your appointments, and there's a lot of paid options, but Google does offer a free online booking system. Whatever the case is, it's a pretty easy process. It's handled here in your Google Calendar. Check my video description. I'll try to leave the written instructions there as well. But I've already logged into my Google Calendar, and this is the home screen. Now here on the home screen, if you want to go ahead and use Google's free online booking system, what you're going to do is here on the top left, you're going to click on this plus create button. Once you do that, you're going to see a drop-down menu, and you want to click here, appointment schedule. Okay, once you do that, you're going to see this pop up right here. So first thing you want to do is go ahead and name this appointment schedule. So for example, if you're doing fitness coaching, let's go ahead and say fitness coaching 30 minutes. Okay, next we're going to just work down this. So the appointment duration, you can do 1 hour, but for this one, we're doing 30 minutes. Okay, and here is your general availability. So by default, it's going to block out Sunday and Saturday, but maybe you want to go ahead and block out Mondays as well. You can go ahead and just close that one out. If you want to add a schedule for those days, you can go ahead and add a plus. And then let's say on Sunday, we work from, let's say 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. You can also add extra hours on the same day. So let's say 1 to 4 on Sunday, but let's say we work from 8 to 10 in the morning as well. So we'll change this to, okay, so now we added split hours on to Sunday. So you can go ahead and make that schedule for each and every one of those days. And we're going to scroll down and then change the time zone to whatever it is that you work in. So I work in Pacific, so I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. And this one's really important, scheduling window. So basically this allows your customers to make a schedule on this calendar. So if you leave it available now, it's just going to go ongoing. So every one of your weeks are going to be schedule available. This one is important as well. How soon in advance can someone schedule an appointment? For me personally, for the services that I offer, I usually don't like to schedule out more than a week, because I found that if it's, 2 months out or a month out, people tend to forget, but that really depends on your industry. So the maximum advance that my students can enroll is 7 days. Also, I don't really like to take on last minute appointments. So I make sure that my students need to schedule in advance. So I'm going to do at least 12 hours in advance, but that's really going to be up to you. So we'll do 12. Okay. And this one right here, change a date availability. So this is if you have a vacation coming up, or maybe you're closing down because of remodeling, you're going to add that right in here. Also right here, this is a buffer time. So this is really important. If you are on a 30-minute call, if you don't put in a buffer time, you're immediately going to be jumping into another call. So usually I'm going to put a buffer. So I'm going to click here, buffer time. I like to have at least 15 minutes in between calls. Here you can go ahead and put a maximum bookings per day. So this really depends on you. For me, 4 students per day is plenty. And then this right here, do you want other people to participate in the call? That's up to you. For me, I'm usually working one-on-one, so I'm going to go ahead and uncheck that. Okay, and here it shows you which calendar it's going to pull the data from. So basically it's going to look on this calendar to make sure there's no conflicts. So if you have a paid plan, you can actually check for conflicts with other calendars. So for example, if you have Mexican food consultation on one calendar, and then you have Chinese food consultation on another calendar, but both your audiences don't really know about each business, if you have a paid plan, you can add both calendars here. In that way, with your booking system, it's going to check all those calendars to make sure there's no conflicts. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and click on next. Okay, next, if you're using Google's free online booking system, so here is the name. And if you want, you can go ahead and add your name and photo in here. I don't really like to do that. I'll just leave it at the default. And then this one is really important. So where are these meetings taking place? So if you're running an in-person business, you can go ahead and add the address right here, in-person meeting. You can by default have a Google Meet set up in the calendar event, which is what I'm going to do. Okay. And then in the description, let's say Chinese food cooking consultation. Okay. So this is so your students know what the meeting is about. And then also right here, this is important. So in order to schedule a meeting, by default, it's going to require their first name, last name, and email address. If you require more information, you can click right here, add an item, and then you can add their phone number, or you can do a custom item. So let's say that we need a recipe list before they can schedule a meeting with me. So I'll click add item. And then down here, we can go ahead and click on payment and cancellation policy. So if you have the paid plan, you can connect your Stripe, and that way you can request your students pay you before they can schedule the appointment. And then lastly, right here, booking confirmations and reminders. So as you can see, the student and myself is going to receive an email confirmation. However, if you work with other VAs or assistants and you want to add them into that email confirmation, you have to have the paid plan. So that way I would get the confirmation, the student gets the confirmation, and then also any kind of assistants or coworkers. but that's only with the paid plan. So once you have all that filled out, go ahead and click on save. Okay, quick second later, the page refreshes. Now you can see in my calendar, I have all of these slots available that my students can go in here to the booking page. Let me go ahead and open this up. Okay, here's the booking page. They can go ahead and make a schedule by choosing from any one of these dates. So there you have it, guys. If you're wondering how to use Google's free online booking system, that's the easiest way I know how to do it. If you know an easier way, be sure to leave a comment below. Let the rest of us know how you did it. Hopefully you found that video useful. If so, click thumbs up or maybe consider subscribing to my channel. And I hope to see you on the next video. Thanks again for watching.